time I'm doing this because I just sat here and talked for an hour and something went wrong. My video was blank and it wouldn't show anything. It wouldn't even play back on my screen so I could edit it. So we're going to try this again. If you're new, I'm Sondra. You can find me all over the internet as Sondra's Crochet Corner on Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, and Etsy. You can find me on Ravelry as Sondra's Crochet. I'm most active on Instagram. I am starting to put more things on Pinterest since I just made the account for my yarny things. I have a personal account. And then on Ravelry, I'm Sondra's Crochet, and I'm posting my projects and stuff as I go on there. Or you can email me at sondrascrochetcorner@gmail.com. And if you're new, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. And if you're a returning viewer, I love you, and I'm so glad you came back to watch another one. So, the last video I just made, I did not get through all of the things that have been hiding in the bottom of my closet. What's in the bottom of my WIP closet? This is what's in the bottom of my WIP closet part 2. There was going to be a part 3, but I may get through this one faster and be able to show them all, so we'll see. Real quick, I want to do a shout out to Lori at LoriLulu327. And I follow her on Instagram, and she has a YouTube podcast, and she's been podcasting for about a year or so. She gave me a shout out on her channel and sent some love and some viewers my way. So I just want to tell you thank you, Lori, and thank you everybody that came over from Lori's channel and watched and commented. I really appreciate it, you guys. It made me feel a lot better, and I'm so glad that I have subscribers and I have people that are watching, so I'm not talking to myself like I just did an hour ago. And I am current on her podcast. I finally caught all the way up, so now I'm current. I have just started watching her, and she's great. She is amazing. She's adorable, and she's just a really nice, cheery person. And she has a lot of really cool projects, and she has a lot of like shawl patterns that she sells in Ravelry. So go check those out. Go check out her podcast. You'll love it. If you like me, you'll like her for sure. And then I want to do another shout out to Pixie Marie Creates. She is a very new podcaster like I am. She has a couple more episodes than I do, but she is very young. And she's just super sweet and super cute. And I love watching her. And she makes some really cool things. So go check her out as well. Okay. That being done. Over the past week, I haven't crocheted very much. But I have been learning to knit. And so Hannah at the Cozy Cottage Crochet is doing kind of an unofficial make-along called the Year of the Sock. And she knits these really cool socks. She has like tons of socks that she's knit, and I am obsessed. I want to make my own socks because I am a sock person. I live in Missouri. It gets very, very cold. I love socks. I love socks that are pretty and I can wear up out of my boots to show off and all that kinds of stuff. So I went to Walmart because, as I've said, we don't have a craft store. We have a quilt shop, but we don't have a craft store for like yarny things. We have a Walmart, or as some people call it, a Walmart's with an S. Anyways, so I went and I bought the smallest size circular needles they had, which was a 7, which is a 4.25, which in crochet hooks, that's pretty small. Well, in knitting needles, that's not very small, especially if you want to make a sock. And most socks, they use like fingering weight yarn, which my Walmart does not have, so I'll have to go somewhere else and get it. So I tried making a sock. I started frog, you know, because I was learning the stitches and everything like that. And I got about this much done, and I decided that the stitches were too big for a sock, and the yarn I was using wasn't thick enough to make like a slipper sock. So I undid it and I've decided to make something else with it. So this is a bag I got from my school. Obviously not my school bag. It's way too small to carry around medical books and such. So I bought some more mandala yarn. This one is Mandala Baby. I have not used this kind yet, and I really like it. It's really pretty colors. That's almost showing, other than like the white blowing it out, that's almost showing true to color. 590 yards per 150 grams. It's a size 3, and it's called Echo Caves. Sorry, I feel like I'm kind of rushing through this now because I already did this. So I'm sorry if I feel like or if you guys feel like I'm rushing you. So after trying to do this sock, I decided that wasn't working. See, that's how much of a sock I made. Let me get this untangled. And so, see, this is a pretty, I feel like that's, it says it's 4.25, but I feel like that's like the size of my 5mm hook. But so I did some research and I found a couple patterns and tutorials on YouTube on how to do, like, I want to make a shawl, a triangle shawl, because those are the ones I really like. So I found a couple, multiple things, but 2 in particular that I liked, and so I'm kind of using the concepts from both of those. And of course, in good Sondra fashion, I'm not following a pattern, I'm making my own. But I am taking notes as I go, so hopefully I'll be able to write the pattern for it. Now, I don't know if I'll be any good at writing and knitting patterns since I'm just learning. Maybe I'll give someone else the notes and they can write the pattern for me. We'll see. But, so one of them, they did, it was Mama in a Stitch, and she has a blog and that I follow anyways, but I found this on YouTube. And basically to make from the bottom point up, she has you just do knit stitches on both sides. You flip your work back and forth. So I'm using a circular so that I can fit all the stitches, and I bought the circular to make socks, but it's too big. But anyway, so I'm just flipping it back and forth like I would like regular straight needles. And so she does knit stitches on both sides, which creates, I think it's called the garter stitch, but basically it has knit and purl on both sides, so it creates this like texture. And she increases on both sides so it goes up. Well, I didn't want to do that. I liked the idea and I liked how she did it, so I'm using how she does it. And then I found another one, and I don't remember who it was. It was just some random video I clicked on. And so she did the garter stitch as well. If it's not the garter stitch, tell me what it is. So you just do knit stitches every time on both sides. So then it puts knit stitches and purl stitches all on the same side, which creates that texture. So if that's not a garter stitch, those of you that knit, let me know. What is it called? And which is super easy, you know, because you just do the same stitch constantly. But hers is worked from one end to the next end. And so you only increase on one side. This is my increase side. And at the end of it, the increase side will be the top of the shawl. So this will be the bottom corner. So, you know, it'll end up being like that. That I really liked, so I'm doing that. So you just increase on one side, and it just makes this big triangle. Now, what I am doing differently than both of them is I'm doing knits on one side and purls on the other side, so that I get just all knit stitches on one side, and then all purl stitches on the other side. So, I mean, my tension's not great. I'm still learning. But I wanted to be able to practice both of these stitches. I didn't want to just do knit stitches. And I think my increases are looking pretty good. And I had a lot of practice since I, like, worked up 6 toes of a sock. And frogged it. But I'm also Mama in a Stitch. Hers, so she shows you how to do that, and then she includes drop stitches. So I'm going to include some drop stitches, and I think I'm going to try and learn how to do some kind of like braided looking thing. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. It may just all end up being this. So that's pretty well what I've been working on. I do have another project in here that I'll show you real quick. Well, kind of two projects. So I've got my gray Mainstays yarn, and I've got this project attached to it, and I don't remember if I'm using a pattern or not. I don't have it written down, so I don't know. But basically, this is crochet, but it's using the waistcoat stitch, so it looks like knit. And I really like this, and it's working great. But it's cuffed down, and I didn't really want to do cuff down because I wanted to be able to try it on as I went. And I don't really care for the waistcoat stitch. It's kind of a pain in the butt to do. I mean, after you get the first few rounds, it gets pretty simple, but it's all single crochet, so it's taking forever. I hate single crochets. I hate them. Double crochets all day long. So it's taking forever. It's pretty, but it's taking forever. But it's worsted weight, so this will be like a slipper sock. I'm going to make it like one of those boot socks, and it's going to have a matching toe. And then, attached to the other end, I'm loom knitting some slipper socks. So this is working out pretty good. It's looking pretty good. And there's tutorials on YouTube. I just found new tutorials, and I found multiple ones because my loom is like a large gauge, whereas to knit socks they use smaller gauges, which is like half that. So I did find some so that I could do the research and the math and figure out my stitching, but it's fitting my foot so far. I don't know what happened here. There was a hole right there, and I pulled on that loop to kind of tighten up that hole, and that whole thing came out. So I don't know how to fix that, but I'm going to figure it out because I like this and I'm going to wear it. And it's going to be so cozy. But anyways, so that's working up so good so far. And the blue is this. It is Heartland. Let me get the ball band. It's Lion brand. Heartland by Lion brand, and it's worsted weight in the colorway Olympic. And I just really liked the blue with the gray. Like, I've had this yarn, like my Walmart doesn't sell it anymore. I've had it for years. I have a blue and a brown, and I really loved them, but I didn't know what to make with them. I just bought them because they were pretty. So they make really good toes. So that's the back, and it was made with a Kitchener cast on. So which on one of these it's just back and forth, and you stitch it in such a way, and then at the end you zip it up. So you like pull the loops, and I thought this was one of those loops. So you pull the loops and it closes it up so that you can't see it. Well, mine you can see because where I closed it up, this, like, it looks like knit stitches, but they're tighter and it's smaller than the other ones. And, but I still like it because it's, you know, there's not a seam or anything. And this is the end where I zipped it up. I pulled it. But it makes a really good toe. It's kind of marl-y looking. Anyways, so that's mostly what I've been working on this week. On top of, you know, I told you guys I would be studying for my CPR classes, which there was only 2 of us in the class, and so we got done an hour early, and I passed the test, so I'm CPR certified. So that's knitting. And the only reason I want to learn how to knit is so I can make my own socks, because every year, my birthday is in December. It's the 13th, so it's not like too close to Christmas, but it's still, I mean, it's December, so it's still Christmas time. Every year people ask me what I want for Christmas, and it's simple. I just want fuzzy socks. I want slipper socks, fuzzy socks, cool looking socks, comfy socks. I love socks. I have a ton of them. because that's all I wanted one year, and I got one pair. So when they went on sale at Walmart, when they went on clearance for like $1 each, I went and bought myself like 30 pairs. Long, short. I love fuzzy socks, and I love slipper socks. Regular socks? Meh. I don't know. Maybe it's because they're not like knit. But that's why I want to learn to knit, is because I want to make my own socks for me. And maybe my kids. My kids go through socks like crazy, so maybe I should make them some socks too, instead of buying socks. Maybe they would last longer than the, kid socks. So, that's that. I will also show you this. I've been working. I haven't worked on it much, but I did finish. This is the Wild Rose Market Bag by All About Ami. This is a free pattern on her blog, or you can buy it. And this is a newer pattern that she just put out not that long ago. So last time I showed you guys, I had so many squares, and I just had like this. So I finished the square, and that's it. I haven't made any more. I just finished the one. But I need 13 squares total to make the bag, and I have 8. So that's been a slow going process. I really liked it, but I really like the pattern. There's nothing wrong with the pattern. The yarn is just really old yarn that was given to me, so it's really stiff and kind of scratchy, and I don't like how it feels on my hands, and because it's so stiff, it makes my hands hurt. So I had to take a break. The other one I showed you guys I was really obsessed with, and I've taken a break on it a little bit. I mean, I worked on it a little bit, but I haven't been working as crazily on it as I was because it's the Stash of Shells Mystery Crochet Along, and it is a paid-for pattern. But because it's a mystery, they put out a clue every Friday, and they just put out clue 4 this last Friday, which I haven't started. I've just started clue 3. I've only gotten a couple more rows in from what I showed you guys last time. There's a bug. Sorry, that's what happens when you're outside. But anyways, I kind of slowed down on this because I love it so much that I don't want to rush through it like I was. I was going too fast. That kind of defeats the purpose. So I've kind of slowed down on it, plus I was knitting and studying, but I did do a little bit of work on it. So if you remember, just this purple was clue 1. These stripes to this one was clue 2. And it's like getting long. And then I was here. I'd only done this much of this light purple last time I showed you guys. And so I finished that row, and then I've started a second row. So, not much, but a little bit, so I had to show you guys because I did work on it a little. But I'm kind of taking my time with that one because it's my fun one. I enjoy working with it. And I'm using all types of yarn. So I've got Red Heart Super Saver, I've got Mainstays, which is the Walmart brand, and it's like $2 a skein, a big skein. I've got Big Twist, I've got Karen Simply Soft. So it's kind of a texture, it's a stash buster. So it's different textures, different colors. I like it. And then I also worked on, I showed you guys this last time, it was a commission. They decided they didn't want to wait on a twin size blanket anymore, and I'm really slow at blankets, so I was on this first row right here. So I finished the row going this way, and then this is my decrease side, so there's the bottom of my blanket, and then it goes this way. So I've reached the width, now I'm working on the height, and then I went back this way and I started on a third white row. And so like the size of the blanket in the picture that I was copying, it did this, that, this, and then the middle of the blanket was in this big black section, and then you started decreasing. Well, that makes a throw, not a twin, so I had to make it even bigger. and I've never made a blanket this big before, and I was kind of mad because this person got a discount on the blanket. They only had to pay $65 because I was doing like a giveaway thing, and so they got a coupon. And so all that money went into the yarn that's been worked into this blanket. I can't take it back and get my money back. So they're just going to have to wait on their refund until I have the money to give it to them. I don't know what else to do. Like, you should just wait on the blanket. I'll probably have the blanket done before I have the money. Anyways, so I don't know what I'm going to do with this giant blanket. But, so, I think what I'm going to do, because it's getting close to the height, so I think I'm going to make like a big white section and then repeat back. And then so I think I'm almost to the middle. Hopefully. So in the last video I made, like right at the beginning, it started pouring rain. And it got really loud and really windy. And I'm hoping it doesn't do that again. The wind's starting to pick up a little bit. You guys can see the trees in the background. But you can't see the rain. It is raining, but it's like I don't want to call it a sprinkle because it's heavier than a sprinkle. But it's like a light rain, and it's just really soothing and pretty. And I wish you guys could see it. But hopefully it doesn't interfere with the sound. My church shawl, the Wishing Well wrap by Sorella, it has not gotten any love. It's put up because it's put in timeout, not because I don't love it. It is one of my favorite patterns, and not only because of the pattern, I love the pattern. I love the yarn I chose to work with it. I got the mandala cakes to work with it, and the colors I chose with it are just working up perfectly for what I had imagined the shawl to look like. So it's not in timeout because of anything it did. It's in timeout because I wanted like a short sleeve cardigan for the summer, for like when I go to church, or you know, when it gets chilly on days like this, it would be perfect. So I am making the Summer Diamonds Kimono Cardi by One Dog Wolf, and I showed it in every video. So I was here last time. If you guys are interested in my stitch markers, they're in my Etsy shop. The Hanks I made myself. This one was my first one, so it's not very good. The other ones are a lot prettier, but I kept that one because it wasn't very good. So that's where I was, and I've done about 5 or 6 more rows since then, and you can see the diamonds really well. But it's pretty long, and I think I have 4 more rows until I can start to do the front panels on it. So this is now my new church project. So that's pretty long. That's a lot of stitches. I'm not sure how many because I quit counting a long time ago. Because the pattern is really intuitive, so I don't have to count my stitches, and I know where to put my hook for the next stitches to make the diamond pattern. I just love how that is working up. That looks so good. So this has become my new church project because I really want it done. Because this is something I will wear year round. My throws, my shrugs, my cardigans, things like that, I wear all year. You know, our summers are extremely hot, our winters are extremely cold here in Missouri. But you know, when you're inside and stuff, it's cold because the air conditioning's going. So things like this I use all year round. So, and that's got it's in the bag with my Bible. I have a smaller, what version is it? King James version. And, like, I like it, but it wasn't my favorite version. So, one of the ladies at church, she's been a real lifesaver multiple times since we started going. She has bought me, she bought me this Bible. She bought me another Bible that's like, a verse a day Bible type of deal. So you just go through it day by day and you read different parts of it. And then she bought me this other thing. It's like a coloring verse book. So there's different verses and you get to color in it. And I really love all of them. But I love this because it's, well, I don't love it because it's big. I love it because I can understand it better. And it has, it has the commentary at the bottom. Well, my other Bible didn't have commentary at all, and I really like the commentary because it kind of makes you think about things differently. And anyways, it's huge, and it's in my bag, and it's really heavy. On Instagram, not that long ago, I asked for some crochet patterns to like crochet a Bible bag so I can carry it separately and not carry it in my yarn bags. And I did find one that I liked. I just haven't started it yet, but I will, and when that happens, I'll show you guys, and I'll let you guys know. Okay, so those are my WIPs that I've worked on last week. I do have a finished object. So if you guys remember, I was working on the toddler boho vest by Sweet Everly Bee. And I got the pattern by subscribing to her blog. You can find it on Ravelry though. I put this in my projects and linked it to the pattern, so if you guys want, you can just go in there and follow it. Matter of fact, all my projects that I talk about, I'm working on getting them up on Ravelry so that you can find the links to the patterns from there to make it easier. So I had completed the actual vest part of it the last time I showed you, and I hadn't weaved in the ends or added the fringe. Well, I weaved in the ends, and I added the fringe, and it's got the little armholes. You know, it's got minimal shaping. It does have a little bit of shaping, you know, for like the armholes, but it just decreases, so it's super easy, and I love it. How cute is that? And I was going to block it, but I decided not to because the little girl I made it for is quite small. So this would fit her perfectly. And then her mom crochets, so she knows how to block. And it is really dark over there and it looks like it's getting ready to storm really bad. But it's really bright over here. Fingers crossed. But she knows how to block. So as she gets bigger, if she wants it bigger, she can block it and make it grow with her. But that's done. And I put this in the Cozy Cottage Crochet make along the end of the WIP. So it's on Instagram if you want to see its true colors. The picture I got does a pretty good job at almost being true to color. So yeah, I'm gonna have to make one. I did find a pattern, and I think I saved it in Pinterest, but I did find a boho vest pattern in an adult size, so I'm going to have to make one for myself. I don't know if I'm going to go to the store and buy some more of this yarn. I really liked working with this yarn, but I'd have to drive an hour away just to go get more, so we'll see. And then I have a couple finished objects I found hiding. I'm not going to try them on today because I did that in the last video and it didn't work out so well. Like, I have a bobby pin in my hair because I hate bangs. I have a love-hate relationship with bangs. I love them, but I hate them. So I keep them pinned up most of the time. And putting on these hats, it caught my bobby pin and kept ripping it out. So I'm not going to put them on, but that's the back. I'll show you the front. This is the Spire Slouch by Playin' Hooky Designs, and I really like it. It has like these puff stitches worked in like a V format, and then it's got the ridging, and it's really good. This one is not so slouchy because, well, I ran out of yarn, so I had to kind of cut it short. But this is another one of my pom-poms that I made, and from chunky yarn that I combed out. It's extra fuzzy. So the one I made on my hat that I showed you guys, it was made out of like a silkier, and it's just acrylic. It was made out of a silkier acrylic chunky yarn. This one, the acrylic yarn was a little rougher. It had more of that wool feel to it. It wasn't as shiny. You know how like Red Heart is dull and Karen is shiny? Like that. And when I combed it out, it was like extra floofy. And when you wash it and dry it, it kind of goes frizzy. But I still like it. It's not horrible. But keep in mind, if you make a pom-pom out of chunky yarn and comb it out, some work better than others. That's all I'm saying. But anyways, I'm going to give this to one of my friends because it's perfect for her. And I can show you. It is a paid for pattern. I bought it on Etsy. Isn't that such a cool hat? I love that hat. I have not made any more. The yarn I used, I think, was a little bit too chunky. It was a super bulky 6, which is usually all I get. And this one calls for a 5. So I think it would work better if I just held like 2 strands of worsted weight together. It still worked. It was just a little thick, and it's a little too thick for my liking. It makes my head itchy. And then this hat is, I did a color block hat, and I found the pattern on Pinterest, and looking back now, I think I should have made this part a little bit thicker, and I'm not going to put it on. It's a mushroom hat. When you put it on, it slouches, you know, like so. And I really like it, but I don't like how it looks on me with my hair short. Like if my hair was longer, then I might like it better, but I don't like it with my short hair. I have my hats that I like with my short hair, and this is not one of them. But this is called the Adult Puff Stitch Beanie by Hey Carrie. It's on her blog. I just printed it straight from the blog. It's really cute and is a really nice pattern, especially being free. I just don't like how it looks on me. So I don't know if I want to get rid of it or if I want to keep it until my hair grows out. I may just gift it. But those are finished objects. 2 of them that have been hiding. Okay, so I was glad to be done with the last video because my throat is sore. It is that time of the month, so I'm tired and I'm ready for a nap that I'm not going to get now. But I'm redoing it because I love you guys and I want to get the video out on Tuesday. Today's Monday, so I record on Mondays and I put the video out on Tuesdays. That's what I've been doing every week. I say that like I've been doing it for such a long time. This is only episode 3. But I really want to get it out and done for you guys so that you guys can watch that in a timely manner. You know, Tuesday, or most of you end up watching it Wednesday because it's usually loaded by Tuesday afternoon, evening. Depends. It takes forever because I only have a hotspot on my phone to upload my videos. So, anyways, that's what I worked on last week, minus the 2 hats that were hiding. Now, we're getting into the bottom of my WIP closet. I finished cleaning out my closet, so I have everything else that I didn't show you last time sitting here waiting to be seen. Which now, looking at the time, I might still have to do a 3rd part to this series, section, I don't know what you want to call it. So, okay. So these are hiding in this bag I showed you last time. Always be yourself unless you can be a unicorn. Burlington bag. My sister gave it to me. So in this one just has yarn. I'm going to make one of my hats, one of my design hats that I showed you guys. And it's Red Heart Super Saver in charcoal. And this will be the pom-pom. And this is Hometown USA in Springfield Silver. And it's a really pretty, like, gray and white marled looking. But anyways, that's going to be my design. So my friend, I made my friend a hat, and one of her coworkers wanted one, but they won't need it until, you know, it gets cold again. So it's been sitting in here, no rushes. I will probably use that to write the pattern and take pictures. I may not, because that's a really dark yarn. I don't know. We'll see what happens. In this one, this is, my sheets came in this, and I kept it because it velcros close. So, why not use it? In here I've got, now these are not finished because, well, I need to sew on buttons and weave in ends. But I made this cell phone case. I mean, it's my own design. It's not hard to figure out. You just work up. And then I did some front post double crochet up top. But I made this for my other phone, which was a much longer phone. And I'm not using it anymore. I'm using a different phone now. And so, here it is. Not done. And as you can see, I really like that maroon color. And I'm using it in my stash of shells shawl. So, I have, oh my goodness, you guys. This is really, I said this in the last video, I said it's going to be one of those days because it's been one of those weeks. I have this pencil so I can mark off my list as I go to make sure I covered everything. And I lost it. I couldn't find my pencil. It's in this bag. It's been in this bag the whole time. I'm mad now. Well, I mean, I'm happy I found my pencil. Here's another cord keeper. I showed you guys a couple of them in the packaging. But this is what they look like. And then you sew the button. I need to sew the button and weave in the ends. And then you just wrap it up like that. And you can find those on Pinterest. That's where I found mine. And this one I couldn't find the pattern for. It's on Pinterest. You can just search it and you'll find it. But so it's this little pouch that you make with this little opening here. And I do remember that the pattern I found, I didn't really follow the pattern except for this part here, for the lips. And the pattern for the lips part was pretty good. But I haven't sewed them on, and it's covered in my cat's hair. Go figure. It's lips with a little opening. And in the picture on Pinterest, there's tampons in there, and the tampons stick out. Or maybe you do it this way. I think you do it this way. Sorry guys, I'm telling you. And the tampons stick out, and it looks like little teeth. It cracked me up, so I had to make it. And then I didn't sew it on because I hate sewing. So, that's what's in that bag. Just stuff not of importance. So, yeah. So it's like misting now, and I can feel it like coming in. Which is great because it's been so stinking hot, and today it's actually nice and cool. And like I'm wearing a warmer shirt over a tank top today. And jeans. I'm wearing jeans instead of shorts today, so it's nice. Okay. So, ooh, this bag is loud. I got it from the Dollar Tree, of course. And this one just has yarn in it. I've had this yarn for forever. My Walmart doesn't even sell it anymore. I don't even know if it's like been discontinued or not. It's Red Heart Boutique Unforgettable. And this is Dragonfly. I'm trying to get the light. Yeah, there you go. So it's like, that's almost pretty true to color. Pretty. I picked out this yarn because, with a project in mind, I didn't get it just because it was pretty, with a project in mind. My sister-in-law, well, she's not legally my sister-in-law, but 10 years, you know. Anyways, she saw on Pinterest this broomstick lace infinity scarf that she wanted me to make, and it was done in this color. And I've never done broomstick stitches yet. And, I mean, I've done a couple now since then to kind of learn, but I've never made anything out of it. And so I was going to make that for her. And it's been sitting here forever. But yeah, it's not in any hurry. And this Dollar Tree bag is some Red Heart Super Saver in buff. This one is for me. It is going to be my couch blanket. It's fairly long, and it's kind of curling up right there because I don't like doing chains and then working into a chain, so I do foundation rows. This was a foundation double crochet row. So it's and I haven't perfected the technique yet, so it's a little bit tight, but when I block it, it'll be better. But basically, and I may write up a pattern for this and just have it be a free pattern because it's just all double crochet. I mean, anybody can make a double crochet blanket. But I'm doing different stripes. So this is like a cream. This was a mainstays. This is like a taupe color. I actually think it was called taupe. It's a mainstays. And then this one's Red Heart. So this is just like, and it's all soft, you know. This is like cheap yarns that I'm doing in neutral tones, creams and browns and tans and buffs that I'm putting on the back of my brown couch. This is something I work on when like I lose my crochet mojo, or I just don't have any ideas of things I want to make. I've got my pretty little stitch markers. And I've got some of these in my shop too. Because it's just, you just sit down and double crochet. I don't have to count. I don't have to do anything. So it hasn't been worked on in a long time because I've been doing all these other projects, but this one is for me, and it gets worked on as I go. Or, you know, when I'm bored or whatever, or when my hands hurt. It's a really good project for when my hands hurt. Uh-oh. And I'm using a 6.5 millimeter on that one. That is not normally the hook I use. I use one of my ergonomic ones, but I put that in there because my other ones were taken. So, yeah. Okay. Now, if you guys watched my first video, I had like 2 of my favorite bags. I had this one, and then I told you about the other one, but you didn't see it. Well, this is it. It's that canvasy material, and I love it. So in this one, I've got just kind of things. So this is my design, and I think this one was an adult small or a child, or maybe they're the same. I don't remember. But if you remember, I told you I made 2 different versions. One where these stick out more, and then one where they lay a little more flat. There's my dog. Where'd he go? You see him? Over here. Come here. This is Camaro. This is my dog. Now, in my last video, my youngest son came out and interrupted, and he came over and said hi. But because that video is all black and won't play, you guys don't get to meet him this time. Okay, get down. Down. Good dog. So, anyways, I made this one because she really liked it. My friend that I made the hat for, her daughter wanted one in pink and purple. So for the pom-pom, I tried something different. I crocheted a ball and I did the loop stitch, and then I cut the loops and combed those out, and I did it in worsted weight, and I hate how it turned out. I mean, it looks gross, and like at the top you can see the round, and then throughout you can see each round, and I just don't like it. So I'm going to cut that off and make a pom-pom in this color. I bought this skein of yarn just to make a pom-pom. So I don't know what I'll do with the rest, but this is Portland Wine, and it's the Hometown USA. And this is that shinier yarn that seems to comb out better, but it's not showing very true to color. This is like a purple. Like if you get a purple crayon, it's that purple. It's not as dark as it's showing up on camera. Now, these are my design as well that I need to write up. It's my two-way, it's the two-way boot cuff, and I ran out of yarn. There's another one of my stitch markers. Little tassel. I have some of those in my shop. But I love this like tweed looking yarn. And you just do this with one strand of worsted weight. But it's called two-way because, and I could probably make hand warmers out of it. But it's called two-way because so you've got this part, and that's the part that holds it around your leg. And then this is all pretty, right? So you put it in your boot, and it's sticking up on your leg like that, right? Or you can fold it down over the top of your boot, like that. Or wear it as a bracelet. So that is my two-way boot cuff. And I need to finish this one. I think I got more yarn for it. And then I have this one that I made for taking pictures. It's dark brown. It's really hard to see. It showed up really good in the picture. But I only made one, so I have to make another one. So maybe I'll write up the pattern when I do that. We'll see. But that's my design, my two-way boot cuff. And then, let me look at the name of this real quick. Nope, it's on the other paper. Okay, this next one I'm going to show you is called the Dragon Tears Fingerless Gloves. Now, I made a pair of these and they were too small. Like, I have baby hands and they were tight on me. And my sister's hands are bigger than mine. I made them for my sister. So I ended up giving them to my daughter. And I don't think I paid for a pattern. I think I used a free pattern, but I couldn't find it anywhere. But the pattern I did find, and it's the same name and everything, so maybe they decided to make it not free anymore, or it's on a blog. I don't remember. But it's by Ashley at hearthookhome.com. It's a blog. It might not be .com, but it's a blog. Hearthook Home. And it's just basically the alligator stitch. And I'm using that dragonfly yarn because it works up really good in the round. And you just basically work the dragon stitch for the hand part, and then this part's like a open stitch like this, but smaller. So that's what's in there. And I also have this one. So this is a stitch marker I made, which I need to fix the ring on it. I wanted to try out this clasp. It's like a handcuff looking clasp. It's not big, but it's not small. And so I put one of my inspirational ones on there. It says Inspire. And I put a teardrop one with it. And I kind of like the two together like that. But this is, and I don't know what size hook this is, but this is the hook I use for these. I don't know if this is one I bought at Walmart, and it came with a blue one, a bigger blue one. I don't know if it's a 10 millimeter or an 11.5, because it doesn't say, and I don't have the paper. But anyways, this is my infinity scarf. I showed you guys the one I had in that like tweed. But I'm making it for my friend, so there's really no hurry on that. So that's what's in that bag. And that was the last thing. That was the last one. So, yeah, that was everything on my list, you guys. Which was about the same amount of time the first time I did it. So I'm not going to show you guys the rest. I still have 4 WIPs, a bag full of, they're not necessarily WIPs, but they're not finished. Some things I haven't decided what I'm going to do with. Some things need to be assembled. Some things I want to add like bows and stuff to. So I have a whole bag full of that kind of stuff. And then I have a whole bag full of things that I think I'm going to frog. So I don't think I can get that done in 10 minutes. I like to keep it around an hour or less. Yeah. So I'm not going to show you guys. So there's going to be a third part to this little series. What's in the bottom of Sondra's WIP closet. But my closet is cleaned out. I have no more WIPs in there except for my towel bag. Because I am going to make myself some more crochet top towels for my kitchen. Yeah. So other than that, and then I have like the ones that I've been actually working on. I keep them by my chair or behind my chair. I have a rocking chair that's like ancient, and I keep in the living room, and I keep them nearby. Whew. Sorry guys, I told you. I already did this once, and I'm tired, and my throat is sore. And this week I spent learning knitting, which learning new things is tiring. And I'm studying for the CPR class, which I passed, so I'm certified. Yay! And it's been that time of the month, which makes me that much more tired and blah. And I was up all night, like literally all night, till like 2 in the morning, because we've been in the house for about a year now, and apparently there's some septic slash sewage slash pipe problems that they did not tell us about, that they just kind of patched, and now we are having to actually fix. And anyways, I did a load of laundry last night, and the water, when it drained, backed up into the showers, and the toilets wouldn't flush. Having a house full of 5 boys, that's unacceptable. So me and Mike stayed up late last night. I don't know if you guys saw that bird, but I just saw the reflection. They're barn swallows, and they put nests up here, and so there's one with a baby up here that had fallen into my Easter lily, and I put him back, and so she's been taking care of him. Yeah, and my dog's being crazy. And you can see 2 of my cats sleeping in that chair there. Those are my big cats. My baby cat is probably inside with the kids. Oh, no, my baby cat's in this chair. I will show you guys my baby cat. So this guy, his name is Jag. I call him Mousers. Because I say meow, because when he's a crybaby. When we leave him, he cries. If one of the kids go out the front door, he cries. He says meow. So I call him Mousers. Isn't he cute? And when we got him, his eyes were still blue, and he was just a baby. Like, Mike rescued him from the inside of someone's engine that had drove from Illinois. Like, they stopped at a gas station to help someone else get a cat out from the inside of their car, and while they were doing that, this one climbed up in theirs. Well, my boyfriend works at a shop in town, and it's right by the Dairy Queen, and so when they stopped for ice cream and heard meowing inside their motor, they took it back there, and he dug it out, and nobody else could take it, so I have a new baby. And he is sleeping. He's mad that I woke him up. He's very vicious. I have scratches all over my hand because he chews really hard and he bites. And he loves my yarn. So the black and white one, I have a black one there, and then I have a black and white one. The black and white one, when I'm crocheting, he likes to, especially like the blankets and stuff, he likes to climb up in my lap and lay on my project. This one attacks my working yarn and my hook and won't let me work on the project. So he has a ball of yarn all to himself in the living room. But he's all gray. I wanted to call him Blue because, you know, when animals are gray, like we had a gray Great Dane, they're called Blues. And his eyes were blue and he's gray, and he does have this one little white patch on his belly and then one up here. I'm surprised he's been sleeping out here for the past 2 hours. But so anyways, we figured out a quick fix for our drainage problem until we can get it professionally fixed when it's not the middle of the night. So I'm tired and my throat hurts, but I wanted to get this done and up for you guys, so I redid it. Hopefully it works this time. Fingers crossed. If it doesn't work this time, I'm just going to wait till tomorrow to do it a third time, because it is now 4 o'clock. I started at 2. And it looks like it's getting ready to storm really bad. Like, it's really dark over there. And it's coming this way. It looks like it's going to storm really bad, so I'm not going to be able to be out here much longer. And I have to drive a kid into football camp into town. So, if this doesn't work, then I'm going to have to be a day late. But if it works, great. So, I'm going to leave a page or a clip at the end of this video that shows all the places you guys can find me and contact me and everything like that. And I really appreciate you guys, and I really am thankful that you guys keep coming back and watching and hanging out with me. And oh, the question I asked before in the messed up video, the question I asked was, do you guys crochet or knit? What yarn hobbies do you do? And like, I showed you that boutique Red Heart boutique yarn that I've had for like 5 years that I'm pretty sure is discontinued. Do you guys buy yarn and just keep it for years and have giant stashes of yarn like I do, or do you only buy yarn for projects and work it up and then you don't have a big stash of yarn? Tell me your yarn story. So leave that in the comments below. If you have any questions or anything, put that in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.